So I know that this is usually a camera, photo, video type channel, but I think that headphones are part of that tech universe that really applies to pretty much the same crowd. I mean, all the way from using headphones to monitor audio while you're shooting, to just using a pair of earbuds when you're out shooting in the city and you want to kind of tuck away into your own little world. So every now and then a cool pair of headphones or earbuds pop up, and that's what we're talking about today. I've got the Airloop Snap 3-in-1, they say headphones, I'm going to say earbuds. So let's get into it. Hey, what's up? I'm Scott and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for watching, and please do consider subscribing for more no-nonsense tutorials and reviews. Also, yes, we're here in a kind of new area of my studio. It's a work in progress, so bear with me. But we are going to break this video about the Airloop Snap into three-ish basic sections. First, a really quick breeze through the basic specs, what you get in the box, how they work, things like that. Then I want to highlight a couple of those things that really stand out to me. Then, of course, a discussion about their sound quality, and that's something that unfortunately I can't really show you, but yeah, it is what it is. And then we'll finish up by talking about what I think of their overall value and how they compare to other headphones or earbuds that I have used. Here we go. So this is what you get in the box, more or less. The case has this little rubber loop on the end that you can use to grab and pull out the tray where the headphones are stored. I wish it pulled out just a little bit more, but it's not really much of a problem. The earbuds themselves are held in with, of course, that kind of magnetic snap that you typically see on all earbuds that come with the case. Under that little rubber strap, you have the port for the USB-C charging, and there's also 4 little LED status lights to tell you the battery life. Now, I don't think it really matters, but when you pull this tray out, it's really smooth, and it feels almost like futuristic. I don't know, just it gives me that impression, but it slides out really smooth, and when you close it, it kind of stays closed with a sort of magnetic click. So there's no worry that this is going to accidentally come open in your bag or anything like that. You're not going to lose the headphones by accident or drop them out to the bottom of your bag. The case itself might look a little bit large. You can see in relation to my hand here just how big it is, but I think that's partly just due to the shape, the long, skinny tube shape, and also due to the huge battery life that you've got in here. In reality, I've obviously never had any problem tucking this into my pocket or backpack when I'm going out with them. These are also IPX7 waterproof and sweat-proof, so that's great for using them in all sorts of different situations. In terms of operation, these are pretty standard for what I've experienced with different earbuds. I'll put some instructions on the side of the screen in case you've picked these up and you want to know how to use them. But basically, you've got 2 buttons on these. The one on the surface that looks kind of like a letter is just used for starting the pairing process if you're not already connected. Once you connect to something though, every time you take these out, they'll automatically connect, so it's very simple and easy to use. The button that you're going to use more than that is the one, I guess you could say, on the top of the earbud, and that's going to be, you know, a single click to play or pause, a double click to skip tracks or to go back, a long hold to increase or decrease volume, you can click to answer and hang up calls, things like that. Pretty typical. Again, check the side of the screen if you're not sure how to do something. There is also a sensor in these earbuds, so when you remove one of them, it will automatically pause whatever it is you're watching or listening to. And that's because, you know, usually when you remove one earbud, it's because somebody's talking to you, so you need to have that conversation. So it's useful, but when you put it back in, it doesn't continue playing. And they said the reason for that is that, you know, they want to avoid any accidents where you're holding it in your hand and it just starts playing because it thinks that it's in your ear, for example. So I get that. But if you remove one, it is going to pause the music or the TV show. So just if you're wondering why that's happening, that's why. You also get a bunch of different sizes of ear cups, again pretty standard, and generally I do think that these are fairly comfortable in the ear. They have this little kind of hook design where they're supposed to be held in your ear a little bit more securely, and it does seem to work, which is great because you've got these little things hanging out of your ears and you don't want them falling out. Now this is where it gets interesting because you've also got this sports band and this neck band that can really modify these, and that's where the 3-in-1 design comes in. The sports band gives you a different fit, a different design, where the neck band actually does have something to add. The sports band has these little rubber parts which will very securely slip over the actual earbuds, and then of course you can loop this around your neck and you can tighten it down, or you can actually physically clip it to the back of your shirt, so that way if you take them out, it's just gonna dangle there and you won't lose them. If they accidentally fall out while you're running, I guess, then it won't be a problem. I'm obviously not much of a sports person, so this is not going to be something that I use very often. The neckband, though, will just snap onto this magnetic charging port on the bottom of the earbuds using that magnetic connection. And there are electronics in here because this will give you 12 hours of extra battery life. The magnetic connection on here isn't insanely strong. It's, I guess you could say, similar to or a little bit weaker than like the MagSafe connectors on the old MacBooks, but it's more than enough to dangle the earbuds from here, or even oppositely, dangle the neckband from the earbuds. It's definitely strong enough, not going to fall off unless you actually grab it and pull it purposely. Now, on top of the 10 hours that are already stored in the earbuds themselves, this neckband gives you 12 more, bringing this to almost literally a full non-stop day's worth of using these earbuds, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously, this is more so meant for when you're running low on charge in the earbuds themselves and you want to keep using them without having to put them back into the case to charge. But I mean, that's incredible because then you can get 12 more hours of use without having to put them back in the case. And you know, 12 hours of use is not just a little bit extra, it's a lot extra. That's an entire flight from Tokyo to Boston, which makes me want to take that trip again. Anyway, on the neckband itself, you do also have, again, this USB-C port for charging the 110 milliamp battery that is in the neckband, and the body of the neckband itself is made from a sort of flexible rubber that's only 20 grams total, so it's very comfortable to wear in your neck. You barely notice that you're even wearing it, and then from the, I guess you could say, thick, probably battery part of this neckband up to your ears, you've got that flexible light wire that's like a typical microphone or earbud wire for wired earbuds. So it's more than long enough to go from your shoulder to your ear, and this is very unobtrusive, barely noticeable when you're using it. And that brings us to the next section of our video. There are really two major things that really stood out to me about these earbuds. One, obviously, is that battery life. I mean, you've got 10 hours stored in the earbuds alone, which compared to my other favorite earbuds is already almost the same amount as you get in the earbuds, plus 2 full recharges from the case. My other favorite earbuds, the Palm Quiet, have about a total of I think 10.5 or 11 hours of use, including the charge that's held in the case. You've got 10 hours in these tiny earbuds alone. Now add on the extra 12 hours that you get with that neckband, plus the 80 hours of charge that is held in the case, and you have over 100 hours total that you can use these before having to recharge them at all. That's easily a full vacation worth of using these earbuds. You charge them once before you leave and you can use them probably pretty much the whole vacation. Come back, charge them again, and you never have to think about that. The second thing is just the overall build quality and design. You know, you've got the really nice protective charging case, storage case that has that really nice feeling smooth tray that pulls out of here. Everything here feels absolutely great quality. And while there's not anything overly spectacular about that design or the build quality, and besides the fact that they're super modular with these extra add-ons, it's definitely something that is not going to let you down. When you get them, you're not going to say, oh, these feel cheaper than I thought they were, or you're not going to be worried that anything's going to break or that they're not going to last you. They are solid in terms of build quality, so I guess that would be the second thing that stands out to me. But is it all good with the Airloop Snap? Well, no. One, they are not noise cancelling earbuds. They shut out the outside world enough that you can hear what you're listening to in an average environment, but they're not active noise cancelling earbuds. So some of that outside noise will still bleed in and kind of compete with whatever you're listening to. And that brings us to, of course, sound quality. Recently, I've been using the Palm Quiet, which I mentioned, and those are actually $20 cheaper than these. And while the battery life is nowhere near the battery life that you're getting here, they are active noise cancelling earbuds, and they're amazing at that. They really block out the world around you. But on top of that, their volume and their audio quality just totally crushes these Airloop Snaps. I'm sorry. Now don't get me wrong, there are no problems with the audio from the Airloop Snap. It's crisp and it's clear, but the Palm Quiet are more powerful and they're louder, and honestly they remind me more of actual over-the-ear headphones than tiny little earbuds. The Airloop Snap with their 6mm driver compared to the 10mm driver in the Palm Quiet just sound a little bit thin and they lack that bass, they lack that punch, that fullness, that volume in all honesty compared to the Palm U Quiet. If the Palm U with all that boom or whatever you want to call it were muddy, then that would be a different story, but they're not. They're very clear and evenly balanced, but they do have that little something extra, like I said, that really does remind me of over-the-ear headphones compared to earbuds. And these are more typically what I would expect to hear from typical little tiny earbuds. So the Airloop Snap are crisp and clear for sure, not so much missing as much as I really just want that extra little bit of punch, that extra little bit of fullness, that warmth. And of course there's no active noise cancelling, but there is that killer battery life, which honestly in a lot of situations may be more important than having that little bit of extra in audio quality and in full immersive sound. Having headphones that actually work because the battery is still charged may be more important. Plus, if you're more active, you get the sports band, and again, it comes back to battery life when you're talking about the neck band. That modularity to use them as much as you want and however you want in whatever situations with that IPX7 waterproof rating is really, really great. At $139, I think that's more of what you're paying for, is the IPX7 waterproof rating, the battery life, more so than the audio quality. But you are getting a very solid pair of earbuds, just typical in terms of how they sound, with a lot of extras that other typical earbuds don't necessarily come with. For me, I'm probably going to continue using the Palm U Quiet when I'm at home where I can readily charge them, or if I'm in a noisy environment and I want that active noise cancelling. But if I go on a vacation, if I'm going on a long flight, if I'm going on a long bus ride, for example, I'm probably going to grab the Airloop Snap because I don't have to worry about them running out of battery life halfway through my bus ride, or have to worry about charging one more thing when we're already on this hectic vacation with the kids screaming in the back seat and my earbuds are not charged. So if you're in that market, then I think you should definitely consider picking these up. But let me know what you think down below and how these compare to your favorite pair or your current pair of earbuds. And otherwise, if you have any questions or comments, let me know down there as well, and I'll do my best to get back to you. But if you like this video, if you found it helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.